again, my name is Gabe Zoll, and today's the 23rd of July 2013. I just caught a little bit of Fox News, and I listened to Bill O'Reilly. Bill O'Reilly probably gave the best speech that I've ever heard him or anyone else give. The kind of speech that Barack Hussein Obama should have given, instead of that 17-minute rant that he gave attacking George Zimmerman and further trying to divide the country, turning the blacks against the whites, the blacks against the Hispanics, because it was Hispanic. That's what George Zimmerman was. He wasn't white. But anyway, what O'Reilly said was absolutely correct. The fundamental problem with this country is the moral decay of the family unit. Thousands and thousands and thousands of black babies are born every day, and most of them end up not having a father. The fathers go off and impregnate somebody else, and they don't have any financial obligation. They don't support the family emotionally or in any other way. What do you think happens to those children? Like Bill said, they build a lot of resentment, and then they gravitate towards gang lifestyle. That's what they do. What's the easiest way for them to make money? Drugs. We have an insatiable appetite for drugs in this country, both legal and illegal. And a lot of the people that are in prison, they feed that appetite, and they got caught. Bill says there should be much harsher penalties for both gun violence as well as people that get caught selling drugs. What I personally think should happen is that our military, once they're back from wherever they've been sent to, they should be shoulder to shoulder along our southern border. Yeah, that will go a long way to curtail the drugs. What does Obama do instead? Well, he spends 17 minutes attacking Zimmerman, attacking, I think, white people, turning the African American community against the white people. He's blaming the wrong group. The group that needs to be blamed is the African Americans that don't assume any responsibility for their offsprings. The African Americans that go off and impregnate other women without any regard for their previous impregnation. That's where the problem starts. Has anybody, as Bill says, talking about that? Do you see the NAACP talking about it? Do you see Al Sharpton talking about it? How about Jesse Jackson? None of them talk about what the real problem is. None of them. And Obama, he doesn't talk about the real problem either. He puts the problem onto George Zimmerman. He puts the problem onto the Castle Doctrine, which had nothing to do with what happened in Florida. Obama hates the American people. Obama hates the fact that the American people have access to the Second Amendment. He's doing everything and anything that he can to destroy our Constitution, piece by piece, day by day. And what's Congress doing? Nothing. What's happened with any of these investigations? What's happened with Benghazi? Nothing. You've got the Speaker, John Boehner, is afraid to authorize a congressional committee to investigate Benghazi with subpoena powers. What's happening with the AP scandal? Nothing. What's happening with the Rosen scandal? What's happening with the less than honorable Attorney General Eric Holder? Nothing. What's happening with the perjury that Hillary Rodham Clinton committed to the American people? Nothing. Nothing comes of any of it. What about the IRS scandal? How come we haven't had Douglas Shulman back on the stand under oath explaining his 157 or his 161 visits to the White House? You know what will be really interesting is if we learned that he was there the night of 9/11/12. Wouldn't that be interesting if we found out that Zimmerman was visiting the White House? Wouldn't that be interesting to learn what time he left if he was there visiting the White House? This is insane. This is insane. And you know what? That speech that O'Reilly gave should be played over and over and over again to the American people until they get it. It isn't the white people turning against the black or the blacks turning against the white. It's this administration turning people against each other. That's what it is.